JTrain podcast. It's JTrain, Jared Freid, coming live from the West Village of Manhattan. We're here every Monday with your emails, your stories, your questions. I say it every episode. Let me say it again. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What am I thanking you for? I'm thanking you for enjoying the show. Yeah, it's a large and vast podcast world, and you've chosen to spend an hour with Papa JT, the Wizard of Oz, the Sultan of Swipe, the Climax King. You've chosen to spend these precious moments of your life with me. So thank you. And thank you for telling a friend, a coworker, a brother, a sister, a mama, a papa, anyone with ears. Will take the earless community as well. Thank you for telling all those people. Now, if you're sitting there going, well, I've never done any of those things. Well, I guess you have because you're listening to the show, so I just thanked you. But if you haven't shared, share. Give the gift to JTrain this summer season. Yeah, summer's a great time for a podcast recommendation. Why, Jared? Well, there's a lot of lonely moments in the summertime. Driving home from that big weekend at the shore, right? Walking to work, it's a little bit emptier. There's less people to look at. Going to bed at night, hot summer night, just sitting there alone in your bed. You're like, oh, I am alone. Now, listen, I'm here for you. Podcasts are enjoyed at the loneliest moments. But, I'm there to hold your hand on that walk home from the bar. I got you, baby girl. So share it. Let a friend know. I'm putting videos on the YouTube. I'm putting videos on the Instagram. I want you to touch them. Give them a little tap, like, comment. Let me know what you think. YouTube, love YouTube, JTrain. YouTube.com/Jared Freid. That's where you can find all the YouTube stuff. Also, there's behind the scenes of my TED Talk. The TED Talk is coming. I have been alerted. The TED Talk is coming. I'm Paul Revere. The TED Talk is coming. I'm douchey Paul Revere. Yes, I did a TED Talk. I did it in Reno, Nevada. I'm encouraged by the feedback I have already gotten. So, listen, how unprofessional. I have my phone. I took off the focus mode because my mom said, I'll call you back in 15 minutes. I call my mom. I go, hey. Every time you call your mom and she can't answer, hey, I'll call you back in 15 minutes. And it's like, okay, I didn't scream it. You could have just not picked up the phone. This is a whole nother topic for another day. So we're here every Monday. Let me reset the show. Very excited about today's guest. Now, the scariest text you can get as a podcaster. If you listened last week to the solo episode, or I guess this is coming out next week. If you listened last week to the solo episode, I told you the scariest thing you can hear as a podcaster is the audio is unusable. That is, and it happens. It happens. And I blame myself. Listen, I am the captain of the ship. It is my name on the podcast. I fucked up. We should have done maybe a test 1, test 2. We didn't do that. That's okay. Shelby, it happened. Look, Shelby can't even make eye contact with me right now. He's like, this is Shelby's worst nightmare. He sent the text. Listen, it's got to be a gut-wrenching text. Send me, the CEO of Wizard of Oz, Inc. You got to come to the big office and say, boss, the audio's unusable. And listen, and Shelby and I had a long talk. No, I said, it happens. So I taped a solo episode, and what I felt the worst about is that we had a wonderful guest. It was their first time on the show. You only get one chance at a first impression. And I'm thinking, this person must think I am a fucking idiot. And I messaged them. They were very nice. And now I said, today we had a dropout. We had a cancellation. I was like, well, I guess I have no shame at this point. I'll ask them to come on right back the next week. And you know what? They did. Very excited for today's guest, Amy
so
Cardinale. Yeah, you had nothing to do anyways.
I actually never left the apartment. I just slept. I slept here until it was right again.
She's been sleeping under the floorboards, just waiting for another opportunity to come back on the JTrain podcast. Listen, wonderful. Amy, you were great. We did a great test run.
It was great. It's wonderful.
You were really great. And
so
I have
memories.
all new emails for us. So we're going to do a whole new... It's not like we're going to just replay the same conversation. We're going to do new emails. And again, your emails, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Keep sending them in, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Whatever advice you're looking for, send it into the show. Relationship, lifestyle, friend advice, whatever it is. Amy, thank you for coming back. It is so good to see you.
It feels like I never left.
It
literally does. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
It's been great. How was your week?
It was good. It was great. It was great. I was in edible deep when I got your your message. I didn't fully understand it. Had to read it back a few times.
Yes.
And then I was like, it's fine. Life's great. You know, had a real good.
happens.
Yeah, everything happens.
I mean, we've had this happen a few times. It happens, and
I'm cursed though. You made a good point.
You are cursed.
It's really. It's very.
Well, I
it's,
said that
it's,
last
yeah.
week when I was talking alone. I was like, because you referenced your Instagram, Amy's Instagram handle. Let me read it, and it'll be all over my Instagram at real.amy.cardinale. Okay.
It sounds so much worse when someone looks you in the eye and repeats
says it right to you.
and you're like, it's just really. It's
Well, I have a long-running joke with Anthony DeVito, hilarious comics,
Love
Anthony
him.
DeVito
Love
and
him.
Greg Stone. Both of them have been coming on this show. They're OKPs, original key players. They've been on the show dozens and dozens of times.
they're good boys.
Great guys, but they have the worst branding I've ever seen, and they do
Isn't
Anthony
it comedian Anthony?
with an underscore,
Yeah.
and then Greg underscore Stone. And I do the same joke with them I did with you.
No,
which
but
is
it's like when someone does one open mic and they have business cards and they're like, now so you remember who I am.
Well, yeah, it goes one way or the other. You know, my fear always was to be, you don't want to be businessy comic,
Yeah.
but you don't want to be aloof, dumb, idiot comic.
That's
you want to
me
be
here.
somewhere in between. You're in the oof,
well, the real
doofy,
is like-
dumb
It's
group
really,
with Anthony and
it's
Greg.
really like that AOL screen name you have at first. You're like, was that a good decision? And here I am just
Right.
rolling with it confidently.
Listen, but you had an Instagram account that was hacked, so you had to get a new one. So now you
Yeah.
have real.amy.cardinale, so everyone should go follow.
Yeah.
And it'll be all over my Instagram. We'll make sure to push that out. But also, Amy, you know, she came to me. I had a video. I think what happened was I had a video where I talked about the Short King thing. I think the Short King thing, in basically it was women dubbing it Short King Spring, that they were going to prop up these guys
Physically.
They're going to get
prop.
under them and give
Yeah.
them a booster seat, and they were going to help them out and say that they need their due. They should get women
Yeah.
too. And it bothered me because I'm okay. Height has never bothered me, but it is one of those things. If someone says, the minute you say it doesn't bother you, it sounds like it's been on your mind your whole life. You know,
it's like when a woman's like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And you're like, she's going to set me on fire.
yeah, this isn't fine.
This is
Yeah.
horrible.
Everything is the opposite.
And don't say
of
a
fine.
woman looks okay. That's also a horrible.
No.
Oh, God, murder.
And I always say, I'm 5'8.5". Even saying and a half.
Oh, you're in the half club.
Well,
Jared.
I have one leg that's an inch and a half longer than the other. So on my
Oh, that's
left
so
foot,
hot. That's very hot.
So I stand like a pregnant woman all the time.
I
with
love
one
that
leg
for
out.
you. It's great.
So I have always said I'm 5'8". So I undersell, over deliver, because everyone always goes, you don't look 5'8". Yeah, because I'm 5'8.5". So I'm like,
Okay.
I'm playing a little bit of I'm gaslighting everyone I meet.
I'm just living in your world.
Right.
That's great. Yeah.
So I let the
You
mind
said it, I
play
didn't
with
say
it.
it.
No,
Yeah.
whatever way they
No.
want. I think a little bit of gaslighting, fine. So just a
Just
skosh.
a big lie. That's
Yeah,
fine. Just a lie. Just a
and-
non-truth. Quick
but a lie
non-truth.
that makes me look worse, or
Okay.
in the general sense.
I just feel like that's like people that celebrate their half birthdays. It's like, why am I here? You know what I mean?
Ooh.
You're 5'8.5". What are you hiding?
that's the thing. I'm 5'8".
Yeah.
I'll go with 5'8".
5'8", and then that half inch. Some girl will be like, I didn't know about you, but now that I found this half inch, I'm here.
Things are good.
Things
Wow,
are-
I
things
I
turn
guess I
around.
do like 5'8" guys. No, you like 5'8
Her
and a half.
bra's instantly off.
Yeah,
She's
off.
like, damn.
On the ceiling,
100%.
Yeah, just slipping off chairs. So the height thing never really, So I'm sitting here as a unbiased, I think, just observer and looking at the Short King thing, and I go, it always strikes me as a woman who doesn't have confidence trying to put that on a guy they feel is too confident for themselves. Then you message me. And you were saying I just had a bit go a bit viral
Yeah.
on TikTok, and it was about Short Kings, and I'm doing a show where I am doing The Bachelorette, but for finding my Short King. Is that the right description?
It's beautifully done.
Okay, so then you came on last week, and we talked about it, and I was like, oh, this is the different way to go about it. It was a more positive way. You've dated short men in the past.
Yeah. I've made smaller mistakes, if
Yes.
we could say that, big and small. So yeah, it's more for confidence and kind of just like nothing's a big deal. We're all fucked up in our own heads. Looks aside, so I feel like why not just promote some confidence?
I like curvy women. If
Yeah.
I just went and did The Bachelor, and was like all curvy women apply.
Yeah.
I guess it could be seen as but if I said I'm just trying to prop you guys up, I would be a monster.
Saving it. That was really good. I'm just trying to prop you guys up. That was a great joke.
Prop you up.
But I get really creepy men though that are like, I'll walk on my knees around you. I'll get my vertebrae removed, and I'm so sick and fucked that I'm like, more, do more, mutilate yourself.
Well,
it's great.
The thing is like that's the the women be like, men be like. If you go into like the difference between the genders, there, the men you put out like, I like a short king, and they're like, I'll be so short, and like get real creepy.
It makes sense why they're serial killers. Yes. When I look at it, I'm like, there's a lot of male serial killers. A lot of it makes sense. One guy's like, my vertebrae, and I was like, this is.
You've gone too far.
Yeah, we're gonna put you on restricted, buddy.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I throw a lot of people.
I
on
live in restricted. Oh,
yeah.
it's like literal. Oh, it's great.
I love the.
It's like a Xanax, but just through Instagram.
When you restrict someone on Instagram, it's great because they don't know.
They don't know anything,
and it's always strange to me. I have people that have been messaging me for years as restricted, and I haven't answered for years. It doesn't even show red.
You're like, you don't even know if they're alive.
Like, they don't know if I'm alive.
It's crazy.
So they're just whatever. So, but I'm saying if I, the women that I say if I went and did Curvy Bachelor, they would go, it would be. I don't think I would have the same growth.
No, I don't think it would. I don't think even your half inch would save you. I think you would be very fucked.
Right? They'd be angry, and also I the way you explain the show. So I want everyone's going to go to this show. It is what are you calling it?
Amy finds her short king. Very succinct.
You've really, the creativity.
It's really
gone crazy.
You're welcome.
Amy finds her short king, and it's 5:30 on August 13th. That's a Saturday. It's at East Village, New York Comedy Club East Village. Go on Amy's Instagram. The link is there for the tickets. I do think this would be a fantastic time for a group of ladies that are looking for their short king. If they enjoy a shorter guy, there's going to be guys there. There's going to be, you get, Amy's.
You have to look hard. You'll have to look hard for them.
Look under the floorboards.
But it just asks them to jump, and you'll be able to see them. You could also apply, though. That's the other thing. If you're a short king, come on over.
Yeah, if you're a guy that wants to go out with Amy, you apply, or you want to just go watch the show. There's going to be other women there who are there to have fun. So it's a fun event. I think this is a great event. You'll enjoy it. It's different than the way I looked at it, and I think this is a positive, amazing thing. So everyone, August 13th, New York Comedy Club, East Village location. The link is on Amy's Instagram at real.amy.cardinale. Go follow. I'm here. I got shows. I'm going to be on the road again. People, if you're listening right now, do I got shows? I got shows in different area codes. Shows. I'm going to be, if you're listening right now, this weekend, I am going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. Love Raleigh. Good Nights Comedy Club, great club. I think they switched locations, so I'm excited to see the new location. So Raleigh. I'm going to be in Chicago. There's a couple tickets left for You Up Live. New York City. Get those tickets now because those will sell out. It's going to be in Dayton, Ohio. Brooklyn, New York for the Chosen Comedy Festival. They call it a festival. It's one show and a bunch of Jews on Coney Island. It's going to be a fun time. I'm going to make a whole day out of that. I'm going to go to Coney Island. I'm going to ride the Cyclone and all that shit. But let me just tell you, great lineup. Jessica Carson, Judy Gold, holy shit. So Brooklyn, Coney Island, Washington, D.C., Royal Oak, Michigan. My first time doing shows in Detroit. Whoa! I did a U Up Live in Detroit, and I've done a show in Michigan. I've done Grand Rapids, but this is my first time. My mom is from Southfield, so I'm coming to Royal Oak, baby. Albany, New York, Brookville, Wisconsin, which is Milwaukee. I think it's outside of Milwaukee. Richmond, Virginia. So jaredfreid.com for tickets, Also, we got a Patreon. The Patreon, $5 a month, 2 extra podcasts a week. Coffee with JTrain. I tell stories from the week. Luxury Lounge. I do an exclusive luxury lounge for just the people who are Patreon subscribers. So go, patreon.com/JaredFreid. Let's get to the emails. You ready?
I'm so ready.
Jay, you've done this before. Basically, when you lose a podcast episode, it's just two people that talked in a room.
Yeah.
With someone else listening.
It's very sad when you really take a minute to just step back. You're like, quite sad.
It's like when you start a podcast, that first episode is like maybe two people will listen.
Yeah.
And you do a whole production. But we have a lot of listeners. So let's get to it. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Before we get started, we are sponsored, people. Ooh, we are sponsored. Nutrafol. I like this sponsor because it helps people. JTrain podcast is sponsored by Nutrafol. 30 million women experience weakened or thinning hair. Thousands of women have taken control of their hair with Nutrafol. Improve hair growth and less shedding through all stages of life. Begin to experience thicker, stronger, faster growing hair in 3 to 6 months. I gotta say, my mom is hooked on this stuff. My mom uses it all the time. I got it for her. She loves it. She's experiencing the thicker hair revolution, so to speak. And also, if you're dealing with this, you're looking for solutions. Nutrafol could be that for you. Nutrafol offers 2 targeted formulas for women that are clinically shown to improve hair growth and thickness with less shedding. It works by targeting the 5 causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, and your metabolism. When you subscribe, you'll receive automatic monthly deliveries so you never miss a dose. You may also notice improvements to your overall well-being, including more restful sleep, less stress, and better skin, nails, and libido. Look at that. Grow thicker, healthier hair and support the show by going to Nutrafol.com. Use promo code JTrain. New customers get $15 off your first month's subscription. This is their best offer available anywhere and only available to U.S. customers for a limited time. Plus, get free shipping on every order. So take $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code JTrain. Stand up for your strands and get Nutrafol. Love that. Okay, we're here with Amy Cardinale. Let's get to the emails. You ready? JTrainPodcast@gmail.com.
My nipples are hard. I'm very excited.
Love it. Okay.
It's great.
Good. Girl next door. Shelby, we're taping. We're good. We're okay. Okay, good. JTrain, my man. Thank you for the countless laughs and entertainment. I appreciate you. Go see his shows. Everyone, he's hilarious. So thank you.
Did you write that?
I wrote this into myself.
I was going to say,
holy shit.
You did a great job. Very believable.
I'll get straight to it. I've had a complicated romantic history with one of my family friends for years. I am a twin, and I'm very close with a lot of his friends. One of those friends happens to be a close childhood friend as well. Our moms are best friends. Our fathers golf together every week. I am very close with his sister, and just overall, it's pretty much like we're family in a way. About 3 years ago, we crossed that line and hooked up. Shortly after that, he decided he was too young to commit to a relationship because he plays a professional sport and is constantly traveling. Fast forward 3 years later, he is living in my city again, and we are both single. He is constantly surrounded by girls because of his career, but is always flirting with me and insinuating that there is more there, so I finally said something. I asked him if there's something here, or am I crazy? I know what went down between us a few years ago, but maybe you don't like me like that anymore. Just tell me so I could move on, please. His response was, it's you. It's always been you. I mean, what is this, a Nicholas Sparks?
Yeah, seriously.
It's you.
I know.
It's always been you. I don't like when it gets too dramatic like that right away because it's not living in reality.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's always been you. I don't care about any of these other girls, but it just won't work. She writes, dramatic, I know, LOL. So my question is, if he is being honest about saying it's me, it's always been me, why doesn't he do something about it? Why am I not enough for him? Should I be? Thanks for your wisdom in advance, girl next door. What do you think, Amy Cardinale?
It's very dramatic. It's good. That's like when you read those romantic books where they're like, his throbbing erection. You know what I mean? When you read those books.
Yeah.
When you're in Boca Raton at your grandma's house. Anyway.
Right. I mean, when you're using it's
for research purposes, you're like, wow.
Yeah, you got to read those books every now and again.
That's how you learn how to sext. Anyway, I would say it seems very like a movie. Like there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of connections there.
He's also buying his own bullshit.
I mean, I think he seems like someone that would jerk off to himself. Like he has a mirror during sex where he puts the girl out of the frame just so he can see himself type
He's
of vibe.
jacking off in the mirror going, it's you. It's always been you.
She's not even in the room. I finished. You can go home now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's hanging on to it. I think he's basically saying what she doesn't want to hear, which is like, this isn't going to work out. But his whole "it's you," the Notebook thing is like a little bit weird to me.
It's not weird to me. I know why he's doing it. It's annoying.
It's nauseating. Well, that's my response.
Also, both of them are annoying. She is sitting there and
she's giving him power, being like, why can't I move on? Like allow me to move on. Like move on your own. Like,
that's the problem.
There's when
you say allow me to move on,
you're giving the power completely to the other person. It's
right.
like when you go to someone and you're like, what are we? Or like, and it's like, Jesus, I didn't know it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like she's putting a lot of onus on him, and I get what he's saying. He's also like backburnering her in a sense, where he's like, it's always you. So like when I get drunk and you're around, and I do feel like, because I know you'll have sex with me type of thing. That's like, I don't know fully.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they're having sex, which, you know.
They had sex once, right?
Maybe, or they hooked up once. We don't know what it was, but like 3 years ago. But then they're having this flirt. Sometimes you serve, it isn't sexual, but you're like, oh, that's my that's where I go to charge my flirt phone. That person that you can always text.
It's a backup.
It's a backup. You can be a backup in different ways. You can be a backup like where you're hooking up, or you can be like an emotional backup, which is kind of what she serves. He gets to go, oh, I'm feeling a little down on myself. Okay, I'll go to someone that I know is attracted to me, that I know I can trust. I have a long-term history with them. I know their family. I know this is a place of safety for both my soul and my penis.
Oh, 100%. And then you can lay a line down like that. But I think we've all done that. We've all had we've all had something happen with someone else and you need your ego filled like a gas tank. And you're like, I know exactly who to go to and what I'll get. And then I'll just feel fine leaving.
This is the thing. That's why, again, they're both annoying. He is doing something that's very human, which is to say, you are a place of comfort. You're a place that I know I feel safe. And you're a place where I know I feel confident. And I go to you.
And then I'll always be welcome, too. She'll never be turned away.
She is being annoying in a different way where she's going, drive the car and I'll just be in the passenger seat no matter what you say.
Hanging on the bumper.
Yeah.
This is great.
So horrible. When she put all of it in his hands, so I can understand where he goes, and again, I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying you've put him in a position of, because there's no casual, let's see what this is, period.
No, that's past. It's absolute power that she's handing to him. I don't know. There's so many indicators of even the thing the move on thing, that thing. It's I
can't move on.
It reminds me of Mean Girls when they're having sex and she's like, condoms, snacks. That's basically what she is to other girls. Can I help you? Yeah, but it's hard. That's rough. I've never had a situation like that.
It's hard, and the thing, we're making fun of it. We're unpacking it, but she's in a horrible situation.
It sucks.
You have a guy that is, and it's like that thing of friends with benefits. Well, there's a point in every friends with benefits thing where you go,
it ends,
and you go, because you go, well, they like hanging out with me, they like my naked body, they like talking with me, they like everything about me. So why wouldn't we just make this something? And the other person goes, I'm not there.
Yeah, and it's I've only been fucking you because you wear Crocs, and this would never be anything. So there's always you always that's what they have a 3-month lifespan, and you have to have something completely undateable about them, and that's the only way it survives.
She needs to break up with him.
Yeah,
and that's the only answer to this, is to go to him and be like,
this isn't healthy for me.
It's not healthy for me. And she has to take some power back. I'm not telling, and that's hard to do. And listen, we're telling someone who's outsourcing all power. I'm not going to sit here and be like, you confident bitch, get in front of it. No, I'm not trying to do that to you. I'm trying to say,
what's that?
Well, like that,
I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I ate it.
You got to be a confident bitch, and you're like,
I want to bottle it. It was great. It was really, it was strange.
You can't be just screamed. You can't have confidence.
She has to get to that point, and sometimes it takes getting hurt really, 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 really badly to hit that wall of this just isn't healthy for me. Do you know what I mean? Because you like the chase. You even like the bad part sometimes. But she has the family connection, so that's what's really hard.
She's going, look, it's all here ready to be done. The house has been built. The couch is in. It's been decorated. All he has to do is move in.
No, it's like hair doll. It's hair doll.
It's a little bit.
Hashtag hair doll.
I will say this to her. What he's doing right now is he does think you're... Here's the problem.
Yeah.
He's not lying. He likes you. He thinks you're hot. He thinks you're wonderful. He likes your family. He is not going to be in a relationship with you. And sit in that. It's not going to happen. And he's not saying no to you. He's saying no to the responsibility of you. He's saying no because this has to be a relationship tomorrow. And then the parents have to know tomorrow.
Yeah,
and then the brothers have to know tomorrow. And he's going, I am not ready for any of that. So what he's doing, he's saying, I'm going to gamble at the casino of life. I'm going to gamble that when I am ready, I will find someone that will fit into this part of my life as good as, if not better than you.
Yeah.
And the problem is when I say you, it gets very personal. It's not personal. And he's like, I got to get my career together. And he's respecting, as bad as this sounds, he's actually respecting the boundaries of the friend and the family, even though you guys have hooked up before. So my advice to her, she's got to break up with him.
Yeah.
You got to let him know, you need to stay away from me because I need to shit this out. He is a virus.
That's
that is
so
living
painful
inside.
though.
It's
That's so
hard.
I'm like pulling jokes about it, but it is super hard, especially when like relationships are so much about like parents' approval, and like you already have that,
You
like
have it.
you have the perfect recipe, and that's really hard. But he's obviously keeping her at arm's length, and like I will on his side say at least he's being honest.
Yes.
Like I'm sure you're wonderful and great. Like I'm sure you are. But I think he's also saying like no. He's not like I don't know. He's spelling it out, even though it's painful to hear.
And again, it's you. It's always been you is annoying and not right of him. But it's also like he's doing an extreme version of like, what else is he supposed to say? Like
he could not be honest. I mean, he really is like respecting her in,
Totally.
like the lowest way of being like, hey, I think you're great, but like everything you have, like that you're romanticizing, it's just never going to happen.
Yes. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. I'm here with Amy Cardinale. Go follow at real.amy.cardinale. The show is August 13th. It's at New York Comedy Club. It's a bachelorette style show. If you like this podcast, if you love my bachelorette stuff, you're going to love this show. 5:30. Great time. Great way to kick off the night. Do something different in New York City. Go to her Instagram. This is an all hair sponsored podcast. This is Manscaped. I love Manscaped. Sweaty Sack Summer is here. The old triple S. Sweaty Sack Summer. Time for you to prioritize your crotch comfort. Manscaped has spent 2 years designing the most comfortable boxer briefs. I have them. They're great. I've had the honor of testing out these new boxers and can say they're the softest fabric of any underwear. I just like that Manscaped is just like, we got the crotch. They're doing it all. They were like, we're going to take this area of the body and we're just going to be the best at it. It's time you invest in your family jewels. Let your bulge breathe and get 20% off and free shipping by using code JTrain at manscaped.com. I'll tell you, they're great. We have a lot of underwear sponsorship on this show, on all podcasts. This is a kind of just a cool addition to your rotation. If you have a bad pair of underwear, the ones that you avoid, the ones that you wear on laundry day, get rid of them. Be good to yourself. This is a form of self-care. These boxers features include, here are the features of the boxers. I'm going to explain the boxers like it's a fucking iPad. The Jewel Pouch, a pouch designed to cradle your boys in their own special space, lined with performance fabric to keep them well ventilated. The Micro Modal fabric is buttery soft and breathable. Walk, run, strut. These moisture-wicking boxers breathe without breaking a sweat. I love this. The tagless waistband hugs your body without digging in, and it lays flat against your skin to reduce chafing. The front fly opening gives easy access, making bathroom breaks quick and efficient. You can choose from an arrangement of designs and colors. Sizes ranges from small to 3XL for all my guys out there. 20% off and free shipping with code JTrain at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code JTrain at manscaped.com. Once the Boxers 2.0 touch your sack, you'll never go back. Love it. Go, go, go. Support the sponsors if they support you. Girl, let's do dating and making friends in a new city.
That's a good transition from Saks. I'm very excited.
Yes, dating and friends.
There we go.
From sack to sister. Hey, Jared. I'm a long-time listener and huge fan of your show. I recently saw you in Columbus, and your live show was absolutely hilarious. I had a great time in Columbus. Great club, great people, fun. I love a mall town. Columbus has like the one strip of street that's like there. You know, I had someone tell me that like Columbus is the Austin of Ohio. It's like three coffee shops on a street is really, it's like, so everyone, but listen, outside of Columbus is where the club is, and it's a huge like mall area, outdoor walking area.
I love that
it's
stuff.
So much fun. It was great. And it was like newish. So like they had like things that like served me, and like I'm older than you. I'm 37, so I'm older than you. And I just had like the coffee shop I would want. It was like made for a 37-year-old with one kid. Yeah. And I'm kidless guy going, yeah, this is pretty good. You know.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
They're like, who are you? Good job. Good job.
Who are you? I'm not from here. I'm moving to Denver in August, and my question is pretty straightforward. I'm looking to date, but I'm also looking to make new friends of both genders. Is there a way to make friends with guys without them thinking I'm trying to date or hook up with them? For example, I reached out to a friend I knew in college, but we haven't talked since. This was over 5 years ago. I'm really just looking to hang and find potential connections, but I'm worried he's going to think I'm just trying to set up a hookup in advance. I'm also trying to avoid putting anyone in just friends or dating only box up front, but just don't want to get into anything right away in my new city. Any tips you will have will be greatly appreciated. What do you think? New city, moving there, looking to meet new people. How would friends? How do you avoid this? How do you? What do you do?
Is she reaching out to someone she already knows that lives there?
She gave the example. I reached out to a friend I knew in college, but we haven't talked since. So it was 5 years ago. So she's going to Denver. She goes on Facebook or Instagram and says, "Hey, I've been following you for years. You know, I've been watching your life for 5 years.
I'm outside.
Yeah, right.
I'm in the bushes.
I'm at the front
I
door.
love your shirt.
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Great
hang
shirt.
out.
You look great.
What do you think?
I don't know. Fuck it. You're moving to a new city. You're starting a new life. Why not? I don't know. I don't think you should limit yourself.
Yeah, I think her biggest issue is what she wrote. Sometimes the answer's in the email.
She says she doesn't want to categorize things.
So she has, but she's already categorizing things.
She actually did categorize.
Yeah, she's categorizing everything. She even writes in her email, "Is there a way to make friends with guys without them thinking I'm trying to date or hook up with them?" No.
There's no way.
No way. You're not going to do that. You can't ward off attraction. You know, there's going to be guys that aren't attracted to you.
I mean, unless it's like a gay guy and you guys are just braiding each other's hair, then maybe there's that chance. But I think men usually become friends with women mostly because there's some sort of sexual attraction or thought that there could be an opening somewhere.
Yeah, and it is interesting what she wrote about the genders. I think, like, you know, first of all, if you're on understand the world that you're in. I think consider your environment. If you meet someone, like reaching out to a college friend that is over social media, you reached out to them over social media. That is a way to be social. That doesn't mean you're reaching out exclusively to be romantic. It can mean that, but it doesn't mean that. Do you know what I'm talking about? So it's
also over socials, which is less stress than a text message or a phone call.
Totally.
It's much more like casual to me.
But also my point of that is to say that you if someone says, "Oh, is this a date?" You can go, "Well, I reached out to you on social media. I'm just looking for friendship." If you meet someone on a dating app,
I've said that. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
Friendship. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
But I'm saying, like, if it does go down that road, you can always rely on you have the backup of, we met on, you know, in college, and this is from social media.
100%.
You have the facts in your corner.
What's the upper hand on that?
Yeah, if you do it on a dating app and you go, "I'm here for friends or relate," no.
That's psychotic.
Fuck you.
That's psychotic, yeah.
So make sure you are consistent with environment and the people you're meeting. So meeting someone over, and
group. I feel like with guys, when I have guy friends and I don't want it to be a thing, comedy's weird because it's lots of men and you just don't even see them as humans anymore. No offense, you guys don't matter.
Totally.
But I'm saying, if you have a group environment,
just homogenous,
just shapes,
blobs,
fucking shapes. But I'm saying, if you invite other people, I find too, like if you're really just trying to have a friendship with a guy and it's a group, it takes the stress off the individual one-on-one.
I would, and also if I message this guy from college, let's use your example.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm moving to town. I know this is out of nowhere. I see you live in Denver. It looks like you have like a big group of friends. I'm looking to meet new people. I would love to go out with you and your friends sometimes.
Perfect.
So always present to someone that you're looking to be friends with, that you're looking to meet more friends.
A group,
or meet their group. Or let's go out. What bars do you go to? Now, he can come back to you and go, "Let's get drinks." Okay, you got to be aware. You have to hold the responsibility a little bit. I'm not trying to blame the victim here, but I'm saying you have to go, okay, they asked me for drinks. You have to assume it could either be friend or romance. Because, again, understand the environment with which they're asking. You went for, let's hang out with the group. He comes back with, you and I get drinks. Okay, the environment has changed.
Yeah, like I'd love to catch up one-on-one and talk about like memories we had, and now you're in a different environment, but 100%. And if you mention other people saying, "Hey, I'm just trying to get like a core group of friends in a new city, I'd love your help," like whatever, blah, blah, blah.
And I'm not saying that those drinks as catch-up can't go romantic. It can. You have the option, but understand the environment, and also you have to be upfront with people. You have to go, "Hey, if you go for drinks and they go, 'Hey, let's do dinner next week,' you have to go right away, 'Oh, their environment's different than the one I saw it as.'"
Yeah.
You have to be, and you got to call that, "Hey, I had a really good time for drinks. I'm just looking for friends. I want to make sure you know that."
And also timing is another thing if you're trying to make something more platonic. If you see someone during the day, that can kind of make it in a more platonic mode than if you're like, we're meeting at 8:00, which is like a date time.
Environments.
So it's just like I'm giving another example of an environment.
Totally.
Like it's not environment, but it's a situation that's connected to an environment, and the environment is the time. So like 100%.
Let's hang in the park. Let's go. Show me a daytime spot.
Yeah.
Totally. That changes things too.
Brunch, something lighter, and that's a little bit more light out.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Amy Cardinale at real.amy.cardinale. That's the Instagram handle. Go follow. August 13th, she is doing a live show. She's finding her short king. You can be a part of it. You can apply to be on, or you can just be in the crowd and have fun and be a fly on the wall. What a fun experience. Go. Does going home have to mean sex? Well,
Never said that before.
I don't know. When I tell my parents I'm coming home,
I was like, I think my parents are napping now. I was just thinking about their schedule.
Yeah, I don't
Very
think-
different thoughts.
hey mom, I'm coming home. This doesn't mean sex.
Can you please get dressed?
Yeah.
Your grandmother's here.
You know what means sex to? My old towel.
Oh, gosh. Family's so Jewish. I just picture me saying that to them and being like, what?
What does it mean? You're gonna fuck a towel?
Again? Be careful.
Make sure you wrap it up. It's a towel. You never know. Hey, Jared, an esteemed guest, would love your take on a recent experience I had. A few weeks ago, I had a good first date with a guy I met through mutual friends. Okay, mutual date. Date was Thursday, was out with friends on Saturday, and it got a "you out tonight" text. So date was Thursday, then they go out with friends on Saturday, and you get a "you out tonight" text. My friends were down to change locations, and he had single guy friends with him, so I figured, why not? Love this. It can go either way. Love this. You've gone from date to are you out? You bring other friends. They have other friends. Okay, we're meshing. We're doing social. Fine. We were having a few drinks and making out a lot, and I threw out the idea of going back to my place where we could keep making out, but in a more private setting. Hey, want to go back to my place and not make out next to the village drunk that's hanging over your shoulder?
It's private. I don't know if you know this. No one else will be there. Just us. It's private.
We're going to bring this barfly with us. To me, this...
I can't.
And,
Let's keep going.
you want to keep making out in this bar next to this guy that's an accountant?
You know we can do this in another place as well.
Right.
It's private.
We could bring the accountant, and he could have a whiskey next to us if you
You
want.
can throw up too at my house while we make out.
I don't know what you're into.
Come over.
We were having a few drinks and making out a lot, and I threw out the idea of going back to my place where we could keep making out, but in a more private setting. To me, this did not mean sex.
Ooh.
I think that's okay.
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
I understand the worry, but I'm like, yeah, let's go back and fucking pet each other all night.
Yeah.
Great. That's a fun adult
Let's have
night.
a Christian sleepaway camp experience.
Why not?
Yeah,
Let's
fuck
just
yeah. Let's
rub
do it.
on each other in jeans.
Yeah.
Knowing that guys can sometimes see things that way, I playfully said, but no sex. Would just love to keep making out away from all these people. I wanted to keep it fun, but also be clear on my boundaries. I know this kind of gets joked about a bunch. Oh, they always say.
No, I think she did great.
I think she did great.
I think she sounds like somebody that respects themselves.
And I would appreciate that. Okay, we're going back, going to Makeout City. Great. You know,
You put your dick away. You're like, so this is
let
not.
me fold it up.
You said private,
Yeah.
so I didn't know.
well, I would also.
She did great.
When
I'm
someone
proud of
says
her.
no sex, I would also go, okay, that doesn't mean like we're not going to like over the pants hand job. Like these are still in the.
Oh, you really aged yourself on that one. Over the pants hand job?
They don't say that these days.
Or is that like popular with the Mormons? Who's doing that?
I'm just saying.
No, I get what you're saying. Just a nice quick rub.
A rub over the pants.
rub.
I can, over the pants. We can all over the pants it.
Yeah.
I'm saying this doesn't, to me, and again, I don't want to say, this is in the gray area of that's kind of icky to talk about. Because it's like when you say no sex, I go, okay, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Like I'll go back, but I'll also understand I'm not going to push for sex. I would never push for sex, but I would also go, oh, maybe we're going to like lay naked together. That's a possibility.
Oh,
when
it's
you
so
hear no
fun.
sex,
Good for
right?
that's great.
Or maybe we're going to do under the pants hand job. Like these things can happen. I'm saying,
heavy hand job.
no, like heavy hand jobs.
Heavy hand jobs.
all around. Everyone just.
I'm not a manual worker. Not really into it.
Listen, but this is the thing. I like that she was like, sex no for me.
She's doing great. I love
but
this
come
email.
back. Let's have a fun night. I think an adult fun night with no sex, great. That's actually my perfect night. Okay. We are in the Uber back to my place, to which he asked, do you have condoms at your place? I replied, no, but we're not having sex, remember? See, at that point, he's allowed to ask, I don't know. What do you think? This is bad.
I feel like I'm not going to be liked if I say my opinion.
Please.
I think
this is not about being liked. Your opinion matters.
I don't think that's respectful. Because
I don't think it is either.
it's like, were you not listening to everything I just said? Which was that I set a line that I feel respected and I feel comfortable. I'm a woman in a space by themselves with you. You're already not like listening right now. That's more my thing. I get your thing where he's trying to like be safe if it does escalate, but I think it's kind of, she kind of just said
no.
different.
I'm against him. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, I don't
think
like it.
Asking about the condoms is like, well, what about sex? You just did it so classy and fun. And then I took your classy fun thing and made it not
But
fun.
it was like she wasn't speaking in English. Like it's like,
it's
were you
annoying.
not here? It's totally annoying.
See, the thing that I was like if someone said, no, hey, but I'm not having sex, I would say blowjob is still on the table. That would be my thought in my head of like...
That's normal. That makes sense.
Which I think is normal, but hard to say. Like, I think like you go, it's still on the table, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Not expected, but still on the menu.
It's 100% possible.
So that's my point in this situation is like, he couldn't just go... Yeah, we're going to go home and it's either going to be make out, it could be make out to blowjob, anywhere in between, but not sex. He couldn't live in that world. That's what's so annoying. Do you know what I mean?
His mind was already going, oh, I got this. You know?
That's what's fucked up.
I've dealt with that. It's really frustrating and I feel for her. That's probably a horrible feeling.
I mean, at this point, I don't know how the email goes, but I would go, at this point, I would go, let's just not do this. But
when there's alcohol involved and it's fueled, it's like, yeah, but I get 100% what you're saying.
Listen, if I was going back with someone, they were like, we're going to have sex, and I had already said to them, we're not going to have, I would go, we have a miscommunication. I can't trust you.
It's 100%.
So he laughed. So I replied, no, but we're not having sex. Remember, he laughed, then asked the Uber driver if we could stop at a gas station where he could grab a nightcap for us. See, now we're making stops. Don't like this. When he went in, he grabbed a 12-pack of beer, and you guessed it, condoms. I saw them in his bag and said, well, thanks for the beer, but we won't be using those, in reference to the condoms. When we got back to my place, we continued making out in bed. He asked, are you sure you don't want to? You know, in reference to sex. I said, I'm sure. I was beyond turned off at this point, and he clearly was too. Good. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, bye.
We went to sleep and he left in the morning just for us to never speak again. So my question is this. Should go back to my place be reserved for when you are truly ready to have sex? I said no sex 3 times before heading back to my house. And if he were so opposed to an encounter that didn't involve sex, he could have opted out. Should I have shifted from playful fun demeanor to stating the more seriously sooner? Or was this just a shitty dude with a one-track mind? Thanks for all you do. A girl who hates PDA who just wanted to make out. What do you think?
First off, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
I think as a lady, I can say out of the both of us, I know what that's like. And it's a horrible feeling because it feels like you're just not respected from beginning to end.
Totally.
And I would say it's just a gross feeling. I think that this is a bad person. I don't think she's wrong. I think we're adults. And when you respect each other, like I don't sleep with guys right away, especially if they're like a potential partner. Like I wait, and you can do other things like you're saying. There's so many other better things than just like actual sex. That's what makes intimacy and builds it. So I don't think at all you should change the way that you're at. She's doing great. I just think he was a bad person and it shouldn't be personalized is my thoughts.
Totally agree. We even said, we went through this email kind of bit by bit. We were like, wow, nailed it. Love it.
She did great.
You set the boundary. You were ready for a fun night.
And you can blue ball them and tease them and then send them home. And that's sometimes better than hooking up with them because you're feeling that intimacy and getting to know each other's bodies.
And you're adding to the what could be. You're adding to the
build up the
sexual tension. You're blowing up the balloon of
you
sorts.
You watch The Office and you take your tits out. You watch a good show you like together. It's a great end of the night if it's the right person.
He could have been licking on nipples, having a great time.
Could have been great.
And it could have been good old fashioned fun. He ruined it. He's an asshole. I totally agree with everything you said. I would say to her, I don't think should I go back to my place is reserved for sex. I don't think so either. I think there's so much fun, safe, consensual fun that can also have both people feeling good when they leave the next morning.
And you don't have to have sex to get off. Like there's so many great other ways to do things.
And we sound like, church pastors, and
this is the hole and this is the dick. But
but there's value to this. Like, and this guy, the minute he goes, come on, really?
It's also the nightcap for me, where I've had guys that
that sucks.
I'm done drinking, and drinking is like it's for them, and they pose it as if it's for both of us, and it's like, no, you're just trying to continue this party so you can get fucked up and you can get your dick sucked, which is a totally gross. He's gross. That's the descriptor I was saying. Gross.
He's fucked up, and also it makes you feel like he made you feel like an object because he goes, no sex, I'm mad.
But an object he didn't even respect. Like,
yeah.
Like, I hope she finds someone that she can like experience all those great things with. It's just this one was like.
Here's the if you were gonna look back with if I play Monday morning hookup, if I say the one thing I would do is the minute I saw those condoms, I go,
I would have been
out. But again, like you said, there's alcohol involved. You're already down the road. No one here is saying you did I think you did the right thing. Also,
I'm glad she's safe.
Totally.
My biggest thing is I'm glad you're safe, girl. I'm glad you're okay. And I think it's a learning lesson. And I think that's how you learn. You're just like, this was a shitty feeling. I didn't like it.
What sucks about this from the male side is she did everything I would want. I hope she doesn't. I hope that, again, I don't think, I'm not pushing her to do this again if she doesn't want to, but I hope this doesn't discourage people or her from like, you're having a fun makeout. Hey, come on over.
Explore your body.
Sex.
Enjoy yourself.
Let's hang out. Like what she did was perfect and something I would want. So I hope you hear that as opposed to being discouraged. Like, and I'm not going to not every guy you because there's a lot of guys that will do this. It's fucked up. But I'm saying what you did was a great kind of like the night. I think there's a lot of people out there that would be like, this is the great way to go.
She had a lot of self-respect, and I just think that no matter how she would have spoken, you would have been that way.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm sitting here worrying about like being like, she said no sex, but that means, blowjob can happen. Like, I think like that's a real world way to talk.
But you also have to just kind of think about your own brain. Like the fact that you're even checking yourself is more than he ever did.
Totally.
So even though you're going, well, does this mean, and not saying you're wrong or right, but like you're at least reflecting. There was no reflection in any of these actions.
She was sitting in front of the dollar menu going, hey, we're out of the quarter pounder.
Yeah.
That's all she said. Okay. And then, okay.
Yeah, I'll take 6. Yeah.
6 quarter pounder.
6.
I just said we're out of the quarter pounder.
Put them all in this bag.
Right.
Like,
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Fiance throwing a surprise wedding?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
JTrain, feather, and all the formalities. Let's get into it. I am in such a predicament and need your help. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. I remain friends with a coworker. We'll call her Natalie after she left my place of employment. We get brunch, dinner like once a month, and text memes back and forth. So not a bestie, but more than an acquaintance. I've met her fiance, also a woman. We'll call her Denise, a handful of times, and they have been dating for a little over a year. I ran into them the other night at a bar, and afterwards I received the text below, see screenshots. Okay. Shelby is tossing me a phone. We have the screenshots. I'll read them.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay. So we have the emailer, and then we have the woman that they used to work with who is now dating Denise. Lesbian. I know. Thank you. Shelby.
Shelby so much.
Shelby whispers over. Lesbian. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Oh, God, that was
Is it just the one text? Just the one image? Okay. Lesbian. Oh, thank you. We are so fucking weird about, like, I would say men just generally are just so weird about this whole thing. Like, we could have read it, but we had to go, we got a lesbian.
It was like a real breathy escape. Happy Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride. Okay. Hey, everyone. I have told blank that we are having an engagement photo shoot on July 27th, which is our 1-year anniversary. What is actually going to happen is we are going to get married. We would love you all to be a part of the special occasion. I know this might be too soon of a notice, and if you cannot be there, that is understandable. My plan is to take her to brunch, then go to Tanglewood for the photo shoot. Again, please do not say anything to Let's cut that out. Okay. Please do not say anything to blank because it's a surprise. I just need to know how many people will be able to come so I can plan accordingly. A text to this group message will be fine. Thanks in advance. Okay, this was sent in April. And then the person wrote back, the emailer, FYI, I'll be there. You meant Wednesday the blank, right? Okay. Thank you. We read the text.
I have such anxiety of you guys throwing an iPhone.
That's how good we are together. We've been working together.
That's exactly
how did you
what
drop
happened.
it afterwards? Shelby dropped the phone after he caught it 3 years later. Wow. Okay. Their plans for a wedding have been an argument from the moment they got engaged, which could be the reason her fiance thinks this is a good idea. My friend does not want a big wedding, whereas her fiance does. Oh my God, this is a disaster. I'm assuming the surprise wedding will be the equivalence of a backyard wedding, which is more along the lines of what my friend wants. However, I cannot stop thinking about how fucking insane this idea is. You can throw someone a surprise birthday party, you can have a surprise engagement, but a surprise wedding? I'm so torn on whether or not to tell my friend about this, because if I did, this could really bite me in the ass. I can't speak with 100% certainty for her, but if it were me, I would be beyond upset if I had a partner pull this stunt. Any feedback, thoughts would be appreciated.
Wow.
What do you think?
That's crazy. I don't know. I would all talk to other people that are invited as well and be like, what's the deal? What are we doing about this?
I would say nothing. Get ready for the show. Okay, you just got your ticket to the greatest event of the century.
Honestly, it's going to be pretty great.
Their relationship does not necessitate her saying something. They are meme friends, okay? They work together. They send memes together. And now the friend sends a text being like, hey,
just go.
Enjoy the show.
Go enjoy the show.
And take notes.
Bring some snow caps, some Raisinets.
Please, get the
Let us
popcorn
know.
ready.
Honestly, that's phenomenal.
This is the most amazing
it's
thing
better
that
than
can
Bravo.
ever...
This
a
is good.
surprise lesbian wedding?
It's great.
Out in a park?
It's amazing.
She thinks it's an engagement. Okay.
You didn't need to include the park part. We would have gotten.
Well, it's in public. You might see a.
It's true.
And you say that so the emailer says she has a friend from work who doesn't work with, or she has a friend that is gonna propose or gonna get married. They have a point of contention between small or big weddings. So she's like, I'll just surprise her with a small wedding. What?
And weddings are huge. She's saying it like she had such a good point too about it being like a surprise party or like a surprise engagement. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's psychotic.
This is the craziest way to win a fight. Can you imagine? You're in an argument with your significant other. You're going, "Hey, I want a small wedding," and then you're like, "I want a big wedding," and you go, "Okay, agree to disagree," and then surprise, here's your wedding that I wanted. I
would flip.
It's not like they're surprising them with the wedding they want. That's the funniest part to me, is they're like, well, this also is very lesbian to me. This is two women. I am going to get my way no matter what. Like, this is very much the woman being like, I am going to make sure this is going to be a win for me.
I don't even know what to give advice for. I'm blown away.
There's no advice. The advice
crazy.
is go.
Have fun. Have so much fun.
Bring someone that you know, if you get a +1, bring someone that you can like kind of let them know what's going on.
You're going to have such good bathroom talks. Like, you're both going to be like, should I go to the bathroom? And then you have to like regroup and talk about all the crazy shit you saw.
How about all the other people at the wedding?
That's what I'm saying. You're
talking to them.
Oh, it's going to be great.
Oh my God. You have been given such a gift.
Congratulations.
Oh, good for you. I'm so excited for your wedding. Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes you have to just go, this is crazy. This is going to be fun. I'm going to put on my 3D glasses and I'm going to enjoy the show. Because that's what this is.
I would love it.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Amy Cardinale. Go follow @real.amy.cardinale. Go follow How to Date While Abroad. Jared, Guest, and Shelby. I found the pod a few weeks into the pandemic. Have been listening ever since. Thank you for your service to the dating and complainer community. Here's my dilemma. I'm in my 3rd year of university and have been accepted to do a year abroad at a European university in September. I'm beyond exciting, but also I'm overthinking everything. I have lived in a small town in Western Canada my whole life. I dated a few guys throughout high school and have had only one serious relationship, which was 2 years long, and ended a year ago. He is the only person I've slept with. We were set up through a mutual friend and the other boyfriends I met through high school. Since the breakup, I have been focusing on school and myself, and I haven't even talked with anyone. I've never been on dating apps, out at bars, had a one-night stand, or played the field because the area I live in is so small and everybody knows each other somehow. I hate it. My time abroad is the perfect opportunity to date around and have fun, but how on earth do I do that? I won't have any friends, at least at first, so I will have to rely on apps or being social. I'm not too comfortable with the idea of hanging out at bars alone, considering I'll be a single female living alone in a big city. I'm gone for 9 months, then I will be back in Canada to do my master's, so I don't want to fall in love or anything serious. Basically, do you have any advice on how to explore the dating scene without falling in love or being abducted? Is it worth it? P.S. I'm working through a lot of these anxieties in therapy, but I can't really ask my 55-year-old therapist how to sleep around, LOL. So what do we think?
That was really sweet.
It's a very sweet email.
It was a very sweet person. I don't know.
I love how honest they were.
Very honest.
I think I'll say one thing. You can't not say, how do I not fall in love? You can't do that. You can't say, if you go in with, how do I not get carried away? You're not going to have the small relationships. You're not going to have the big relationships. You can't put a cap on that. So that might happen. You might like someone so much that you go, I'm moving to Europe. It could happen. Also, you might not. You probably won't. And that's okay too.
You can. I guess I think that I understand her. Like, I moved to Philly by myself, and being in a bar by yourself.
Oh, that's a different story.
No, but I'm saying, like, even concerts or other events, there's got to be, like, even, like, touristy areas if you're hanging out and there's people around.
Yeah, to stay safe. Well, they don't want to do the apps. They're going to be in a foreign city. They're going to be alone. First of all, let's start with your program.
Yeah.
You're doing a program. So it's not like you're moving there for a job and you don't know anyone.
They should have structured, and they usually have like a list of places to go or recommendations, or even you get like discounts at certain places, right? If you
totally
connected.
I would say even before that, let's meet the people in your program.
100%.
Introduce yourself, have fun with them. Go say, hey, let's get coffee. Let's get to know each other. Get to know the people because first of all, you're doing a program in European university abroad. Other people are going to be in the same predicament as you. I'm moving to a new city from far away. I don't know a lot of people. So again, you guys will connect on that level. You're going to have something in common right away. That's the beautiful part about college is you have questions that are interesting right away. What's your major? Where are you from? This is great. Mm-hmm. So lean on the major. As far as meeting new people and dating around, those people that you meet in your major are now going to meet new people on their own, and they're going to meet new people on their own. You're going to
be at a party. You're going to be at a party and have a conversation, and it's going to strike up into something. But there's also like fodder of like growing up in a small town or being in an area of like everyone knows everyone. Like there's something funny and relatable, and that's just like even a great conversation starter.
And I think, as far as like safety is concerned and all that, you want to, I wouldn't jump onto the apps. You are and again, you have to respect you're a novice. And that's okay. I've lived in New York City for 15 years. I'm better at this than you. That's not saying I'm a better person. I'm just more used to it. I'm more used to the variables. I know what areas to go to. You have to admit to, your lack of experience. And that's totally fine. So you go to Europe. Let's make friends first. Let's make friends in our program.
You're gonna bond over being like, what the fuck is happening?
Totally.
And that's gonna be such a great thing. Because you're going to feel like you are a transplant.
Yeah, so and then you go to that European town's Times Square. Go to their most popular areas first, and then work your way to the side streets and the nooks and crannies. But let's go see the big shit. Let's not look down, because so many people, they'll go, oh, who goes to that area? Well, me. I've never been to this town.
I like the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
I'm going. I don't care where it is.
I want to see where the ball drops from.
I want to, 100%. I want a picture in front of it.
Don't be too cool.
Yeah.
Don't be too cool to make friends with the program. Don't be too cool to see the Times Square of whatever European city you're going to. And then I would also say, let's do coffee. Let's do coffee is a great alternative to a bar. And European cities have the best places to get coffee.
It's going to be so much fun.
You're going to be great.
But I also understand that anxiety a lot, and the fact that she's honoring that she has anxiety and she's working. Go therapy. We love it.
Sure.
That she's in therapy and she's honoring that. And then, big ups to her.
And she's like, I think she's putting the cart before the horse. She's like, well, how do I have this like fun, flirty Sex in the City time? Let's start with...
We watch too many movies. That's really what it is.
Let's create the groundwork. You got 9 months. You'll get those times. Those will happen. Mm-hmm. Let's start with building a foundation. And the foundation starts with the people in your program, meeting friends,
not saying friends. Or looking down on things and trying things. Not saying no.
Say a lot of yes to a lot of hokey, nerdy shit.
And then you laugh at it. Even if you go and you're like, this is stupid, it's just a great memory to be like, I can't believe that people go there.
Totally. When I go on vacation, I don't want to fucking go to a museum. I like a beach. But then someone goes, you got to go to the museum. And you go, oh, I'll go to the museum. And then you go and you go, oh, okay,
you have a good time. And you go, it was horrible. But you bought so many things at the gift shop.
Yeah. Just sitting there with all my museum stuffed animals.
I hated it.
Yeah, it was horrible. I don't know.
So great.
Oh, yeah, this is Teddy. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We got time for one more, Shelby? Let's do one more. I love this one. Too soon for a double date. JTrain, feather. I'll get right into it. I've been seeing a new guy for the last month and a half, and things have been going well. We've been taking it slow and seeing each other about once a week. He's super nice and respectful, but I'm still in the process of figuring out if I like him. Now, here's my issue. Last week we were hanging out. This was only our 4th time we've gotten together. He proposed going on a double date with one of his best friends and their long-term girlfriend, who I've heard of but never met. I froze. Internally, I freaked out because 1, we haven't been seeing each other very long, and I felt it was too soon to be going on a double date. 2, it made me realize that maybe I don't like him as much as he likes me, seeing as though he's ready to introduce me to his friends, and I'm still trying to figure out if I like him. So here's my question. How do I approach the situation? Do I go on the double date? This situation gives me the ick a little bit, and I wonder if there's something wrong with me since I find it too soon to be asking to meet friends. For reference, I'm 21. He's 26. Thanks for all you do. Looking forward to hear how you approach the situation. What do you think?
Been there.
Sucks.
I don't know. That's a tough one because you're next to people in a serious relationship.
Go into the microphone.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I think I just had a mini stroke.
You just had a flashback.
I was in the other room.
You were like, oh my God,
I'm
went on this awkward double date.
I'm going to be here again next week, right? When we'll reconvene. No, but I was going to say more of that. I don't know. I trust my gut when I feel like I don't. And then I've also felt like I'm leading people on if I'm not sure. And now I'm like kind of in the next room of their life where like people know my face and have met me and you feel like an imposter. You're like, oh God. It's like saying yes to a wedding when you don't know if you're serious to someone. You're in a +1 situation and they ask you and you're like, it'd be a great wedding. But now I'm like, what does this mean to other people? Like it's a next step. I would say she's also so young. He's so young too. I don't know.
21 and 26 are 2 different places of life.
Totally.
He's young, but he's an adult. She's young, but she's a child.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say to her.
I wouldn't go.
Her intuition is correct. We have to remember, nobody is that much smarter than us. No one is that much more feely than us. We're all within 10% of each other. If you remember that fact, you should be encouraged by it. Here's what I mean.
Go on.
He knew you weren't sure about him. He knew, she writes in her email, I'm still trying to figure out if I like him.
Yeah.
He likes you, okay?
A lot.
He is trying to bring in all the big guns to show you how great of a guy he is. Of course, he's going to have his friend with his girlfriend in a long-term relationship who love him. They're going to gush about him. He knows that couple makes him.
Those are cheerleaders.
They're going to make him look great. He's going to be on display.
He's going to go to the bathroom and they're going to be like, he's such a good guy. And the girls going to be like, I would date him if I wasn't dating him. Like,
and he's putting himself in his element. He's around his friends who laugh at his jokes, who know who he is.
100%.
So what he's doing is he's trying to close the deal. And he knows the deal hasn't been closed yet. This is why. So it is funny. We like to think people don't see the same things as us. He sees exactly what you see. He sees that you're not that into it yet. He's seeing that he's got to close this deal. So he's like, let me bring in the specialists. This is like when you ever see Say Yes to the Dress?
Unfortunately.
I love that show.
I know.
Okay. So Randy Finoli, who is great on that show, but they always when the saleswoman is like talking to the woman like, so what do you think? And then the girl's going, I don't know. And then they go, well, hold on. And they go, Randy. And then Randy comes over and goes, fabulous. And they're like, I love it. They bring in Randy to close the deal.
Yeah.
This couple is Randy.
Yeah.
So again.
But is that a turn off for you though?
But this is all to say, he is somewhere, you are not. This is a reveal. He is revealed. I like you so much, I want you to meet the whole crew.
I want you to be my girlfriend.
And then what happens with reveals, and the what are we talk is dead, do the reveal. The reveal is, I feel this way, and you let someone know, and they have to feel so uncomfortable knowing they're not in the same place as you that they have to admit, I have to end this. That is why she needs to end this. It's over. You don't like him enough. You're not where he is. You're behind. You're not going to catch up. It's over. That's okay. You tried. You had a good time. He's a nice guy. He'll find someone that's ready for what he's looking for. You're not. Done. Over. And it's like, and it's so interesting that she's like, it gave me the ick a little bit, but I feel, and when she says, she starts blaming herself, she writes, I wonder if there's something wrong with me. That's what we do. When nice people want to date us and then we don't want to date them, we go, well, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, I'm the
nothing.
monster.
It's just not there.
It's just not, there's nothing there. Yeah. It's, if it's a question, it's most likely not there.
No. End it. Hey, I've really enjoyed meeting you. Good luck with everything. I'm going to go be a 21-year-old.
I don't think this is for me. Yeah.
Yeah. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Amy Cardinale, thank you for coming on. Fantastic.
It's great. Thanks for having me. It's good.
This is really going to happen this time.
I love
promise
it.
you. So
Can you imagine? Nothing's plugged in. I look over.
I just keep inviting you over.
Yeah,
This is my,
it's great.
my way of getting to know
I'm
you.
like, it's great. I love this.
Jared's a crazy person. Real.amy.cardinale. Go follow her. Go to the show. August 13th.
Come.
Fun. 5:30. Great.
Come say hi.
A show at dusk. Then you go out and have a good night. So I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Monday with your emails, jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Keep sending them in. Your friendship, your relationship, your lifestyle advice. We love talking about your problems because they're not our own. So keep listening. Keep telling your friends. We'll be back next episode. Boom.